to just get your 2 cents on. Talk to me a little bit about leadership and how kids can kind of develop that, or coaches can help, or just kind of what your leadership philosophy is, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have like a set. I'm a big person in accountability. I think it starts there. I just think, my response. I am accountable to my staff and all my young men.
Sure.
At the highest degrees. Well, and let me back up. It actually starts with the pillars of our program. So we establish the foundation of who we want to be as a program, and that's honoring the words of humility and gratitude and passion and honesty and trust. So I am fully accountable to everybody that I work with every single day to the highest degree, right?
Right.
And then holding them accountable to me and each other as well. So I think leadership in my mind starts with accountability.
Okay.
And then, I think honesty is part of being a strong leader. I think you have to be willing to absorb, and you have to be willing to give honest assessments of yourself and the people around you, and you've got to be able to take honest assessments from them.
Sure.
So we have a term in our program we use with our coaches, and it's called HOT. It's honest, open, and very transparent. Like we want to be unconditionally honest and open with each other, and I want full transparency from me all the way through to our players. Like I don't think for 1 second my players think that I'm anything but who I am.
Right.
And I think all of that starts to develop a level of trust, and this is a huge word in leadership, that ultimately bears the bonds of a group of people that can accomplish much, because they know there's transparency, they know there's honesty, they know there's a level of trust within the group that's leading them. So they start to feel more comfortable in just being who they are, and they know where the guidelines are. I think another part of being a good leader is there's a box that we're working in. Like, here's the parameters, okay? Anything in here is fair game. If you stretch outside of here, here's what the penalty is. And if you continue to do that, you will no longer be part of this box.
Sure.
So, I think that's part of being a good parent is there's got to be parameters and everything that you have. And once the kids, honestly, I've been coaching so long, once they know, they'll test you, they'll push your boundaries a little bit. Yeah. But once they know you're not budging off of this and that you mean business, it's over. They'll stop doing it. Right? So, I don't think I have a set style. I think there's a lot of components to it that we try to practice every single day in our organization. And it filters all the way down. So, if my team sees me interact with my coaches one way, and then I turn around and interact with them another way, right? Then there's this like, well, what's he all about? Like, why? But if and I tell them all the time, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I am who I am. I'm never going to change. I mean, I've evolved a lot over 58 years, and I will continue to evolve, because I think that's a big part of being a good leader and a good human being, is that we always have to be reflective and trying to we change, and you got to figure out like how to change with it, right?
Right.
But at the end of the day, I am who I am, and I'm going to be very brutally honest with you. I'm going to be very open with you. I'm going to have your back at all times, and I trust you. If you come up to me and tell me, hey, coach, I've got to miss this or this because of this, I don't second guess you. Right. But because that trust is unbreakable. Now, if I find out later that you lied to me, now we got a serious problem, right? So then we'll deal with it at that point. So I don't know. I think for me, it's just it's an evolution of me as a human being, and I just think I try to incorporate everything that I believe is important in my life into my style, and I think it works at times. Sometimes it doesn't. But
That's awesome. That's awesome. And then with your players, what are there like 2 or 3 qualities in a player that you think makes a good leader? And they're probably pretty similar to what you said as far as leadership for coaching and stuff, but is there one or two things that you think is pretty consistent among leaders?
Yeah, I think the word you just used is really good. I'm looking for somebody that is consistent.
Okay.
Consistent in their approach to preparation, consistent in their approach to practice, consistent in their approach to their relationship with their teammates. Consistency is a good quality for captains because nobody likes to see a guy, one day he's jumping around like a crazy man. Hey, we're all great friends and whatever. And next, he doesn't talk to anybody for another day or two, right? So it's like, who wants to follow that guy?
Right, yeah.
So I think consistency's good.
Okay.
I think vulnerability's good. I think that's something that I don't mean I say it do it well, but I'm not afraid to admit that I screwed up. I'm not afraid to admit that, God, man, we weren't ready for that game. That was my fault.
Right.
And share that with the guys. I mean, being vulnerable and being open makes you human.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Ultimately, that's what we're looking for. We are human beings. We're not human doings. Right. So we're so I think consistency, I think vulnerability, and I think obviously a great level of work ethic. Some of our best captains were not our best players, but they were our hardest workers, and they committed to our process every day, and what's good about this, not this group, but what's good about the youth, this age, is that you can lead various, like we have 4 captains right now, and they're all four very different people. But their consistency is that they work very, very, very hard. And their passion for each other and their teammates and their game is probably as high as anybody else on our team, right? Yeah. And so, I think there's just, and at the end of the day too, and this is something I look for in everybody, it's just that competitive fire and desire you talked about. Like, if you don't have that, I don't care what you're trying to do in your life. Like, it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
And then that's something that I think if I'm a young parent, I'm going to look for more ways to foster that than I am worried about whether they made the best lacrosse team or not.
Sure.
Because that competitiveness is going to carry them forward for the rest of their lives when they go get jobs and they interview for graduate school or whatever. Being on the best lacrosse team isn't going to carry them anywhere. So learning how to foster and develop and encourage and promote and teach the competitiveness in each other, or learning how that fosters it within yourself, I think is a trait that a lot of parents should spend more time with their kids on.
Awesome.
Yeah.